The Department of National Defense needs some help spinning their fake news. Today, I'll show you the contract they're looking to fill with your tax dollars. I like to haunt the government procurement websites because that's usually where you get a pretty good idea about where the government is going in the very near future. buyandsell.gc.ca is like a crystal ball for strange government initiatives because there you see the contracts, the infrastructure, and purchases for the government's next best laid plans and terrible ideas. I think the Department of National Defense will be announcing some major changes in the very near future that the Canadian public is going to strongly disagree with. And I've come to that conclusion based on what I've just read on that government procurement website. Just look at this from buyandsell.gc.ca. Journalists for role-playing services for the Department of National Defense. It took a while, but on page 24 of the government RFP, we get to exactly what the journalists are being hired for. They're going to provide consulting services and expert advice for the ADST, the Advanced Designated Spokesperson Training. The ADST requires the participation of journalists to simulate appropriate media interviews. Now that sounds vaguely almost reasonable until you get to the portion of tasks and deliverables that makes it pretty clear the journalists are there to teach the spokespeople how to spin government garbage to a hungry, amenable, liberal media landscape. The contractor must analyze the following information and potential issues: the media environment for a specific country if the spokesperson will be deployed, and if the training is for an upcoming interview, the contractor must analyze the specific media outlet's target audience and particulars such as age, gender, interest, and political orientation, and the potential journalist angle and any past interviews with CAF members. This is just liberals teaching other liberals how to talk to liberals who want to hear more liberal garbage instead of just telling the Canadian public the facts, the way government spokespeople are supposed to do. Let's remember, these spokespeople, they don't work for the liberals. They work for the Department of National Defense. These are non-partisan bureaucrats, or at least they're supposed to be non-partisan bureaucrats. Instead, they're being trained by liberal journalists how to regurgitate liberal spin based on their target audiences. Journalists are teaching the government how to fake the news here. Now, I'm old enough to remember when Justin Trudeau was against fake news, like last winter and then like earlier this summer. In February of 2018, Trudeau put an ultimatum to Facebook. He wanted them to crack down on what the Liberal government identifies as so-called fake news, or Trudeau would regulate the daylights out of Facebook well in advance of the 2019 election. And rising to the occasion to censor political discourse, Facebook has deployed their fake news fact-checking team to scour our Facebook pages for wrongthink and latent conservatism in advance of the 2019 federal election. At the same time, Twitter, at the behest of the Liberals, again, has shut down clearly identified parodies of Liberal cabinet ministers. This isn't fighting fake news. This is fighting fun, as Liberal fun burglars tend to do. But this is also fighting against regular people, speaking truth to power through the powerful political weapon of mockery. And now Trudeau wants to pay a couple of Canada's finest scribes to help in the manufacturing of government propaganda. I'm sure whoever the Liberals hire to fill these jobs will be incredible role players, considering they've been role-playing as unbiased journalists ever since they started their careers in the mainstream media. It's a journalist's job to hold the government to account and not teach the government spokespeople how to skirt accountability from the public. Are you like me? Can you also absolutely not wait to see what journalists finally come out of the Liberal closet to wear their bias with pride here? So far, although it's early in the job tender, no journalists have expressed any interest in filling these role-playing jobs, but I promise you, I'll keep checking back. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. What you just saw there is the daily video that I do here at The Rebel, but did you know that I also have my own weekly full-length show? It's aptly called The Gun Show, where we talk about issues facing Canadian families in the way the mainstream media just never would. But to get access to my show and the rest of our incredible premium subscriber content, treat yourself to a Rebel subscription today.